Bulletcast for life.
Doggy Charles. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. The microphone messiah. Yeah. It's the microphone messiah. And Mr. No Days Off. Microphone messiah. Mr. No Days Off. Phil, Brandon, what's good, y'all? Let's go. Bulletcast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcasts. Let you know this is the time and how the vibe lasts. This is the feeling of time and when we on it. You know we got no time for no opponent, just the feeling. This is the time of the greats on everything that we say. You know we about getting paid.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? The microphone messiah, Phillip, joined by Marlee and Brandon Tanguma. What's going on, guys?
Nothing too crazy.
Yep, just here again.
We're just here again. We're back at it again. Episode 390 and 10 episodes. We got episode 400. We got to do something. We got to do something a little special, huh?
We do another draft, and this time we pay attention to the results.
No. I think
okay.
I think we're done with the drafts. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure something out for episode 400. Or if you people have any ideas for episode 400, please email in. Bulletcast2sweet@gmail.com, and of course DM us on Twitter at Bulletcast or the Bulletcast on IG. Yes, sir. Let's talk outside the ring. Apparently, on the internal listings, I don't know how people can find out these internal listings, but Bobby Lashley, Montel Vontavious Porter, and Tamina are gone are no longer active on the WWE internal roster. Yeah, apparently Lashley and MVP's contracts are expiring in August. I guess the same with Tamina. Marlee, what are your thoughts?
I thought Tamina was already gone, if I'm being honest. Not in a rude way, but I saw something that's obviously not true considering the news. I saw something that she had left a while ago. I thought she was already gone.
She hasn't been active, but I mean she's still she's still been a part of the company. Brandon, what are your thoughts? I can't hear you at all.
Well, I haven't done in a while. I might as well start early. I heard something that maybe Tamina is retired. We haven't seen her in some time, but the Lashley one, it is kind of weird because last year he had the thing with Bray Wyatt. Obviously, that stuff happened, and then he does the stuff with the Street Profits. They get a little bit of a push, and then he just kind of disappears from TV. Whether he was, the injury or just creative and nothing for you, I don't know. And MVP and Bobby Lashley are kind of linked. Pretty, they're linked together for the most part. You could trace it back to Triple H taking over, to Lashley not getting much of a push. Now, I don't know if it's a personal thing or if it's just Triple H doesn't really find it Lashley useful. No clue. But it is interesting. Just Lashley just kind of goes from winning the championship a couple years ago to now he's just irrelevant, kind of.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We give Drew McIntyre a lot of credit for carrying the company during that time, during the pandemic era. And Roman, he gets some credit too when he came back. But Bobby Lashley, man, I mean, he both run. I mean, no, he had one run actually in front of fans, but that first run was in front of nobody, during the pandemic, and so he should get a lot of credit for that, man. Obviously, people are talking about that they'll join Shelton Benjamin, somebody that Marlee has driven around recently. We'll talk about that once we get to inside the ring stuff. But people are talking about.
I thought MVP was with Omos too.
Yeah, well, Omos hasn't been around. I mean, I think he does house show appearances and then the occasional Royal Rumble appearance. That's really it.
Omos is a TikTok guy now. He's just doing weird TikTok videos.
Hey, man, whatever to stay relevant. But yeah, people are saying that they're going to reunite the Hurt Business and outside of WWE. And then people are like, oh, well, they can't use the name because it's copyrightable. Yeah, no shit. That's not news. I hate when people when they report things that aren't news, it's just common sense. We know
all the time.
Oh my God. I saw somebody reported though, Tiffany Stratton said it hurt when she fell from heaven. All right, bro. She posted that on her IG. This isn't news. Like,
It's an IG caption.
It's just a reason for those Twitter people to post like a sexy video or a sexy photo of Tiffany Stratton, and then it gets likes and engagement, and then Mr. Elon will pay the money for it. That's all it is. Just
yeah.
clickbait.
Well, I mean, whatever this is with Lashley, Montel, and Tamina, we'll have to or Tamina. I'm sorry. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Delta has apparently signed with WWE. Delta, she's a wrestler over in
Not the airlines?
No, not the airlines. This one can get places without cancellations. Oh yeah, Delta. She is a wrestler in, I believe, what's South Australia, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I saw.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, congrats to. I mean, she has a good look. I've been looking at some stuff of hers.
Respectfully.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Always.
very, very. She looks like she has a presence and kind of an aura about herself. And I mean, just thinking about like NXT. I mean, I assume she's going straight to NXT. Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, and then now Delta. This woman's division is going to be stacked, and then let these three women hone their craft. Think of the matches. There's Rhea Ripley, there's Bailey, there's whenever Charlotte comes back, and whenever Becky comes back, and there are all these matches that these women can have, and it's very interesting. I'm excited for this women's division to really thrive and grow.
It'll be a very exciting time.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Delta, but and they've been doing a good job developing the non-wrestlers. So if she has a little bit of ring time to her, should only be better.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it a couple weeks ago how just them taking a bet on those college athletes really helped them, or not paved the way, but helped them a great deal with everything. And then let's talk about the AEW injury / inactive list. It's a lot of names, man. Adam Cole, ankle. Adam Copeland, tibia. Bandito apparently hurt his wrist. Dalton Castle with a concussion. Eddie Kingston, ACL. Jamie Hayter, shoulder. Jay White, undisclosed. Julia Hart, shoulder. Keith Lee, undisclosed. Kenny Omega, the diverticulitis. Cole Carter, arm. Mark Davis, wrist. Matt Sydal, foot. Miro, undisclosed. Ortiz, pec. Powerhouse Hobbs, his knee. Rio, her wrist. Sky Blue, her ankle. I think she just had like her surgery or something. Trent, undisclosed. And then Yuka Sakazaki,
nailed it.
Yeah, leg. So I mean that's quite a list.
That's a hefty list.
That's right.
The injury bug really is flying through, not just AEW but WWE, because they had a solid list of injuries too. Injury bugs hitting everybody in wrestling, it seems like.
Yeah. Some might say, oh, it's because AEW doesn't tour, so they don't wrestle that much. So when they do wrestle, that means they get hurt easily. I'm not going to say that. That's just people say.
It goes the same for what WWE. I'm looking at this list over here. I think Bobby Lashley,
Adam Cole, Adam Copeland, even like the Sky Blue one. Like a lot of them are like freak injuries. Like none of them are like Darius or Dante Martin, whichever was the one that did the graphic leg injury that like you didn't need to do a 450 senton super splash through a table off a ladder. It was none of those. At least I don't think it was.
Yeah. Sometimes the simplest stuff can hurt you.
Except for the Adam Copeland one. That one, you shouldn't have done that to begin with, but that's okay.
Things happen. WWE, I know they have quite a few people out. What, Cruz del Toro, Charlotte, so I think Shotzi's out, JC Jane, and just there's just some people coming off the bat. Asuka, obviously she's out, but so hopefully all these people can get well soon and they can return. Let's talk about AEW with content on Max. So AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery have an agreement in principle for a new deal which could move AEW content to Max, including streaming PLE or pay-per-views. I'm sorry. According to the sources in the television industry, AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery's deal would add AEW content to Max streaming platform, including pay-per-views. It's unknown how much AEW would earn moving pay-per-views to streaming. Two sources emphasized that the deal was an agreement in principle only on paper, but could change as both sides get closer to signing off. But there is an agreement on paper. I went on Max to kind of check this out. I mean, they have like AEW All Access on there. That's really it.
Yeah, it's more international. I saw a tweet that the international markets are getting like the Forbidden Door replays and the
Okay.
Dynamite and Collision replays.
Okay. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see.
This has been like in the talks in the works for like a long ass time. And now with Turner not having the NBA, you could either say they have money to spend or they don't have money to spend, or they have a giant hole they need to fill, and AEW is kind of the only thing like live sports that they have the NHL and stuff like that, but it gives them 52 weeks out of the year of just like content people can't miss. And I think that's something that TNT TBS probably would want. And I didn't know where AEW would have went if TBS didn't want them. So not a shock that they agreed, hoping they do move to Max and put the pay-per-views on there just so it is cheaper, either whether it's you have to pay for a different tier, or yeah. I hope they're not going to charge $50 to watch it on Max. That'd be crazy.
Nah, I don't think they'll do anything like that.
It'd have to be like Peacock, where you just have the Peacock account and then you just stream when it
Well, I know that
airs.
they I don't know if they even still do this, but they used to have like a BR sports package on Max where it's like, oh, if you spend this extra money, you get like all these different sports. I don't even know if that's still a thing anymore because I don't see any advertisements for that. That quickly got dropped.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Tough. Anyway, let's go to the fan mail. Mr. X, the Hall of Famer, sent these last week after we'd already recorded, so let's read them this week. Going back to the Cartoon Network discussion, it's still on cable, and it does seem like they do. All they do is show the old shows. Hell, on Fridays they just brought back the old Toonami, where I've been catching up on classic Dragon Ball Z. Well, you love to hear it. Do you think at some point Tiffany Stratton will make her entrance like CM Punk, kneel down, touch the floor, look at her watch, and yell, "It's Tiffy time"? I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think that'd be funny. Then he also asked, do you think Stephanie Vaquer will develop a character that can connect with the casual WWE fan? That's a great question. What do you guys think, Marlee?
Hmm. That might be kind of hard because most WWE fans think that WWE is the end all be all for wrestling. They don't really like to branch out, but it really just depends on how Sean presents her. Because as of right now, unless you're watching New Japan or you're aware of New Japan, I don't think she's gonna really connect. It just depends on how she's presented.
Yeah, it's all about presentation. I mean, the hardcores will know who she is. Brandon, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I just don't understand like what does that really mean? Like if she's just Stephanie Vaquer and she's a really good wrestler and she comes across like a star, like yeah, her English might not be the best, but if she works on it and they develop a character, develop not like
That
an over the top character, but just kind of develops who she is, she's fine. Like
Yeah.
what over the top, there's no real over the top characters outside like the Wyatts and stuff like that. Like you could say like, oh, Tiffany Stratton's like a mean girl, but like Bailey, Rhea Ripley, Damage Control, they're just women that wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't even really have a character now that I think about it. She's just like her. So they've got
yeah,
to figure out a way to present her as she is without maybe having to give her a character because I don't think everybody needs a character. Like you can have traits. She could definitely have some strong traits, but she doesn't need like something over the top because the way she presents herself, she already is kind of over the top. Not in a bad way, but you see how she's presented, how she is in the ring, she's pretty strong. She's pretty over the top. So I don't think she needs much else. But how is that going to come across to just the WWE loyals or just the casual fans? If that,
I do wonder how she comes across in NXT, not like in a bad way, but just in NXT, there are a lot of like kind of one note gimmicks. Like this woman is this, like that's just kind of her calling card. And how does like Stephanie does she gets something like that. I kind of hope she doesn't. I hope she just kind of stays the way she was in
Does
Mexico.
she break the mold,
Yeah.
so to speak? We'll see. Going back on the English thing, I've kind of been a fan of people just cutting promos in their own languages. Like Dominic, he did it on he spoke Spanish on Raw. And I don't know what he was saying, but I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Like we can read subtitles. This is the generation that watches movies with subtitles on, like in English. Like these are English movies that people just watch with subtitles on. That's the generation we live in. So if we can throw some subtitles out there, and obviously, working on the English for like media appearances and everything like that, but I think as far
Promos
as
and stuff, it's not really that necessary. Like, yeah, it'd be cool, but even what they were doing with Shinsuke, and they gave him like the comic book vignettes, and
yeah,
they gave the subtitles, and he was speaking in Japanese.
I think that'd be a great thing to do. And then he also asked, "Okay, I got it. You take MJF, the new international champion. You have him face Okada, the continental champion. The winner unifies the titles, and we have a new intercontinental champion. Boy, that sounds so familiar. Hashtag fewer titles in AEW.
Amen, Mr. X.
They won't do that.
They won't.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they're going to do MJF. They're going to run it back, MJF and Will Ospreay, and then Okada. I mean, I don't even know what he's going to be doing at Wembley because they're kind of like branching off from like Blood and Guts. So, but I don't know. I mean, Okada hasn't really done anything outside of say bitch, and also he's like simping over Mercedes Moné now apparently.
I mean, well, who, yeah.
What's
Yes.
all these married men in wrestling simping over their coworkers?
You always need the work wife and the work husband.
Dom's an inspiration, I guess.
I saw Rikishi wasn't a fan. That WWE's trying to break up Jey Uso and his wife apparently by flirting with Rhea Ripley.
Hey, listen, Unc is upset, but you can go see him next Friday, BTW, August 2nd. Newark Pavilion. He gonna be there. Pull up, yes sir. Yeah.
There it is. Cheap plug.
There it is. There it is. All right, let's get into SmackDown. The Bloodline destroys Kevin Owens. Cody was in look for a partner to go up against A-Town Down. Kevin Owens joins him. Cody and KO win. The Bloodline, they had a pre-taped segment, so you didn't actually see them in the arena until they came out there. Solo and the Tongans come out there. KO and Cody take care of them pretty quickly. But then Jacob comes out of nowhere. Multiple running hip attacks. He did the diving headbutt. They put Cody through the announce table. They wrapped a chair around KO's head and then just slammed him into the post. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, another vicious beatdown. Back-to-back weeks really putting heat on Cody's friends and putting heat on the Bloodline. So, I like that aspect of it. The beginning of the show with Cody and beating up A-Town Down Under. I mean, that looked bad. I mean, the Grayson Waller like just standing there with his back turned to Cody, and then the Austin Theory just like holding the chair, just like, oh, what is this piece of metal? What is this thing for? And then he just waits like 5 seconds to get kicked in the face. I thought that was very bad. But yeah, the ending was good. And now our boy Jacob Fatu was officially a meme with his little facial expressions while throwing the one up at the end of SmackDown.
Yeah. Marlee, what are your thoughts on Jake's his decimation of Kevin Owens?
They got to take out all of Cody's friends for that inevitable return. So it just, at first I was kind of getting, like it was getting stale that SmackDown was ending the same week, or the same way every week. But if Cody's an enemy to Solo, and anybody who's with Cody is an enemy to Solo, it makes sense that they're taking out everybody. And I do like that they're actually using these moments to make Jacob look strong, because it's like, yeah, he was one of the biggest signings, rumored quote unquote signings. So they're doing what they can to make sure he's living up to the hype. And I think that he's living up to the hype and his reputation. He might like be limited by the moveset, because I know that WWE limits movesets, but I don't know. No complaints this far. I'm seeing what I've always been seeing in Jake.
I don't think he's been limited. I mean, he broke out the stuff the last week. Yeah, look, I mean,
True.
Jake's booking has been
They might
great.
be like slowly.
Yeah, yeah. There's probably like two moves he hasn't done yet, but I'm sure we'll see them soon. Jake's booking has been great because if he came in and just like had matches and beat everybody, then okay, your roster is kind of dead. Your roster's looks weak. By him just coming
You
out there
gotta,
and just, I mean, he's had what one match, well, out televised match, but then him just coming out there and just beating up people makes him look strong. It doesn't hurt anybody. Nobody loses credibility because they're just getting beat up. They're not, losing a match or anything like that. So it's been
yeah,
it's been
it's gotta
done very
be
well.
a strong build up to his first singles match.
Yeah, if it's KO, if it's Randy, something, it's gonna be very interesting. All right, Tiffany Stratton's briefcase was destroyed by Bailey, so hey, it looks like we're gonna get the pink bedazzled briefcase that she talked about months ago.
Yep. Meechin, Miriam, whatever the hell her name is, beats Tiffany Stratton. Of course, via distraction, because that's the only way she can do it. Uh, I don't know why Miriam's beating Tiffany Stratton, but it's okay. It's one of those things where it's a little thing,
What,
and
vets can't beat rooks?
I just don't think right now Miriam ain't really doing much. I feel like it's you know I just think less distraction, crap finishes in WWE, but I feel like there's too many of those.
Yeah, well, that is what it is.
It just is what it is. Take what Papa Trip serves you and eat
Yeah.
it and like it.
Thought it was something different. Actually destroy the briefcase before it even gets used.
I mean, every briefcase I feel like is looks like absolute crap by the end of it because it just gets tortured.
They got it out the way. They started early.
Right. So it should be one of the rare few to get a custom one. That's what's up. I mean, who's had custom ones? It was Damian Sandow. RVD had a custom one. Uh,
And Damian
Brock,
Priest have the purple one.
Brock and Damian. Yes, there's been like four people in the history of this contract. So that's nice. I think she'll be the first woman to get a custom one too. So there you go. That's what's up. Logan Paul versus LA Knight. Yeah, made official for SummerSlam for the United States title. This is a nice segment. I enjoyed this. Marlee, what say you?
I'm indifferent on Logan Paul, but I can't deny that he's a solid WWE superstar. I just want LA Knight to take the title off of him, if I'm being honest. That's just where I'm at.
Oh, he gonna do it, and the pop gonna be crazy. Brandon,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I guess it's just what Logan Paul does. He does like those shoot promos where they just kind of go back and forth. And Logan Paul or LA Knight is one that can hold his own. I mean, Logan went to the Rock line, and LA Knight rightfully called him out like, "Oh yeah, I never heard that one before." And so, I mean, maybe you can say, "Oh, doing shoot stuff kind of hurts the other person or hurts LA Knight who, has definitely cooled off since last year, but it's still going to be a decent match." And I do wonder just I mean, Logan Paul won the title. And we're like, okay, maybe he's gonna like do stuff. And I mean, the only thing he's really done is like he's had two title defenses, and like the most high profile thing he's done is like talk to President Trump. It's not like he's like growing the game.
yeah. I think I saw a quote of his, and he was like, "You can be the longest reigning champ if you never defend the title." And I was like, "That's
I saw third longest WWE US title reign. He's only had two title defenses.
yeah."
So
Yeah. I'm kind of on team get Logan Paul out of here. So I don't really have much to say on this segment.
Oh, I love it. We love it all. Moving on from that, inside the ring, don't hinder the Jinder. Jinder Mahal made his GCW debut attacking Effie. I love it.
Greatest WWE champion of all time. Debate your mom.
Years ago, when everybody was hating on him, I was here. I was here defending this man. Brandon, let them know. Let them know.
yep, he was saying it. I was rolling my eyes and just yeah, okay, yep, you go do your thing, Phillip.
And then he started the year off in a segment with The Rock, and now he has probably the hottest GCW debut of all time. I said it. I'm ready. I can't wait. I want to meet this guy. I want to just chop it up with Jinder. I want to just let him know, like, hey, bro, you was really him when you had that title. I loved it.
Listen, Jinder versus Mance for that title, when and if it does happen, that's gonna move mountains.
Man,
That's gonna go crazy.
and you put the title on it. I'm gonna need that. Lauderdale, hit me up, man, so we can talk. Starboy Charlie wins the Prestige Championship. He defeated Allen Angels at West Coast Pro, Deadlock Pro, and Prestige is untouchable. Congrats to Starboy. And then Shelton Benjamin. Ain't no stopping him now. He was a competitor at this show. Marlee, you got to spend some time with Shelton. Tell us.
I did. I got to pick up Shelton Benjamin from the airport, which is surreal to have someone you were watching when you were 13 literally in the passenger seat of your car. So it was just one of those things where it's like, wow, this is my life. This is what I chose to do. And he also had a solid match against Titus Alexander as well. Zoe and Alex Shelley was also another favorite of mine from the night. But overall, it was probably one of my favorite West Coast shows of the year.
Yeah, no, I hate I had to miss that to tend to some other business. We'll get into that. SPS, they are the new UGWA Tag Team Champions, Juice and Journey. Congratulations. They defeated the new Faces of Death, Dave Reckoning and Butch Sawyer. Chaotic match. But yeah, SPS got some UGWA Tag Gold. You love to see it. I think it's the first time Juicy and Journey have held titles together, too. So that's interesting. Nick Nemeth wins the TNA World Championship at Slammiversaries in a 6-man challenge. Or 6-pack challenge. Slammiversary looked like it was cool, man. Look, they did some good stuff. I saw Speedball once again is the X Division champion. The Rascals had a match together. Broken Matt Hardy picked up a W. The former Dana Brooke, Ash by Elegance, had probably the best match of her career against Jordan Grace for the Knockouts title. Oh, yeah, man. Did you guys catch any of this Slammiversary stuff? Brandon?
I did not see it, but I've seen some coverage on it. A lot of people a little up in arms that Joe Hendry did not win this match. He was more of a catalyst for Josh Alexander's heel turn.
He eliminated the champion, though.
Yeah, he got the elimination on Moose, but Joe Hendry, I said a couple weeks ago I might not be the biggest fan. I might not get it, but he's definitely over. Maybe they're trying to hold it off to a Bound for Glory, which rumors are might be might be happening in the UK. He's bouncing around in NXT. Maybe they don't want their champion over there losing. So maybe there's some politics. Maybe there's some maneuvering around. I don't think TNA is completely out on Joe Hendry yet. So
yeah, Joe Hendry,
put your pitchforks away, people.
Joe Hendry is going to be doing a concert next week on NXT for Great American Bash. It's great. Marlee, thoughts on Slammiversary?
I saw clips on Twitter. I haven't watched the show itself, but there's been great improvements from the TNA I watched when I was 13 and the TNA now. I don't know what it is, but they're actually cooking down there.
They are. It was a sold-out show. It looked great. I love it.
I think I watched the last pay-per-view. It wasn't against all odds, but
Was it hard to
either
like that?
Yeah, I think I watched Hard to Kill, and they've definitely gotten better in terms of like quality and production, and even the match quality as well.
Absolutely. Let's go into AEW Collision. We haven't talked about Collision in a long time. The first residency
for good reason.
Yeah, the first residency show in Arlington. Listen, this looked great. It felt it. See,
hand up. Can I counter?
I mean, it just. I say it looked great because
it looked great if this is a TNA show.
Yes, sure, but see, this is the thing. It's a smaller venue, right? When they really started not having people in those buildings, I was like, all right, go to a smaller venue, pack it out as best as you can, and just work with that. This is what they should have been doing for months. It looked different. It felt different. I actually enjoyed what I was watching. Like it, this
It sounded like absolute garbage. It was echoey. The in-ring segments, the in-ring promos were echoey. The backstage segments were even worse. Like, guys, can we figure it out?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
you guys are a multi-million-dollar company. You guys don't know how to run audio?
fix the sound issues, but other than like the aesthetic, it looked different, and that's what they kind of need to be rolling with. Like this was a step in the right direction. Obviously, fix the audio, whatever you got to do. This was a step in the right direction. Marlee, what are your thoughts?
I really keep up with Collision through YouTube highlights because 2 hours on a Saturday night. But yeah, I didn't really watch Collision this past weekend outside of Twitter highlights and YouTube highlights.
From what you saw, though, from like just the what did you think of like the building and just from what you saw of the highlights?
That was pretty good. I thought it was well put together. I had no complaints, but it was just if I watched the whole show, I probably would have more to speak on.
Right on. Darby Allin challenges Jack Perry at All In.
Yeah, once again, this is when the audio issue is like, okay, this is going to be a rough go of it. But for some reason, Darby Allin goes like 10 minutes with, what's the name? The Beast Mortis or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he
I
wins.
thought it was Black Taurus for a second.
Well, it was, and then I think he had to change.
He had to change his name
for
yeah.
legal reasons.
Okay.
But Darby
right.
showed his scar that he got from Revolution, which it does look like the Harry Potter scar, which is pretty funny. And so he just cut a promo on the Young Bucks saying that you guys don't do whatever media, and so because I do media, I'm more AEW than you. Cool on you, Darby.
That's interesting. Okay.
That's hell of a way to get out the heels. Say I do media for the company while you don't.
Hey, as a company man, you gotta do media. All right. Hologram made his debut against Gringo Loco. Love Gringo's a dude I've chilled with in the past at a past was it Circle 6, GCW, one of the two. Yeah, Hologram, it was good. I enjoyed it. He hit some move that I've never seen before. It's like, okay, a lot of people thought this was Ricochet. I'm like, all right, calm down.
It happened like the week after, or a couple days after he got killed by Braun Breaker. So like, oh my god, it's gonna be Ricochet, guys. That's not how it works.
Yeah,
I thought it was Sammy Guevara at first because somebody did like a side by side like screenshot of Sammy and Hologram.
nah,
I think it's a different luchador.
Yeah, I think
I just can't remember.
I think Hologram.
I'm kind of getting Glacier vibes from him, like just this over the top kind of cartoony-ish gimmick, and like it's one thing to be this guy in WWE where like Ricochet, there was not a lot of people who do what he does. There's a lot of flippy guys in AEW, and so like yes, what he was doing was impressive, but I just don't know if that really has a even like a mid card spot in AEW.
Yeah, yeah, because Ray Phoenix wrestled on this show. I forgot who did he go against?
Tony Nese.
Yes. I haven't seen Tony Nese, I think, since 205 Live. I was like, okay.
Well, no, they had a little thing with Taz and Hook.
I don't even remember.
Mainly been on Ring of Honor, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't even remember the Taz thing. But yeah, Tony Nese. I was like, okay, because I always liked Tony Nese. I did. I still doing the was it the Prime Athlete thing or?
Surprised the Pauls haven't come after him.
Yeah. So
wait, no, the last they were on AEW. What was the Samoa Joe Hook thing when they got ambushed? Unless that's.
Yeah,
what I meant. If I said Taz, I meant Samoa Joe and Hook.
I don't remember any of that. But yeah, I thought Ray Phoenix. I've always loved his work. He's just raw. Like I'll say it. I say it every time I talk about him. He's just raw. Like, but bro should.
I mean, they have so many good luchadors. Like
my guy couldn't get a TNT title run for real.
He had an international title by accident because John Moxley got a concussion.
Okay, let's see. My guy couldn't get a TNT title run. We couldn't have him just having banger TNT title matches. I'm sorry, I know you hate that word. Just really, really good, fantastic TNT title matches. Could he have the title for 3 months? Could we just do that, please? I think that'd be great. And then the Patriarchy defeat the Bang Bang Gang to become the AEW Trios.
That's the AEW Trios.
Yeah, the Ring of Honor 6-man titles are no more.
Which I'm okay with. Yeah, it was a fun match. It seems as though they are going full-fledged with the Bang Bang Gang as baby faces, which I think makes sense, especially with like Juice. He's like an over the top kind of fun loving character. I wonder what this means for Jay White, if he comes back as a face with them or if he just, breaks off from them and stays heel. But yeah, the
I'll
match was
say
okay.
it. I'll say it. He should have went to WWE. I'll say it.
I mean, if they were going to put him in a main event level, then yes, I agree. But it has it's not been good for Jay White. So
Yeah, he was stronger in New Japan personally.
Well, yeah. I mean, and
But
then
yeah,
even like towards the end of that, kind of it was But like my guy could have
Wait.
been running roughshod on NXT right now.
I mean, the highlight was a tag team match against FTR in a Collision, when Collision actually meant something.
Yeah, right. But congratulations to Nick Wayne, Kill Switch, or that's his name, right?
Still
yeah.
Kill Switch.
Kill Switch, and then Christian Cage. Christian Cage holding up all 3 championships. I love it. I love it so
And then
much.
the light flickered, which maybe that was supposed to be like something, but I think that was just, once again, technical difficulties.
They're about to be like Stone Cold and Savio Vega. It's a reference for your ass. Anyways, going to Monday Night Raw. It has been made official. CM Punk, the Second City Saint, goes up against the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam with Seth freaking Rollins as the special guest referee. Guys, you ready for the SummerSlam 97 finish? Huh?
So much better than throwing them all in a triple threat.
Yeah, of course. But are you guys ready for the SummerSlam 97 finish?
Well, we don't get triple shots to the head anymore. But if we do,
brother, that's it. Somebody, he's gonna try to stomp somebody like that. That's all I see. Somebody's gonna get like, they're both gonna get on his nerves, and they're probably both gonna be in position for a stomp, and one's gonna move. Would they do it to Drew again like that? Would they do him like that again?
I feel like they would do it, but then he'd also find a way to finally get that clean win.
But this could take them to was August, and then there's Bash in Berlin. Do you think Punk and McIntyre can go all the way to Bad Blood?
I mean,
that's quite. I mean, it's October.
I mean, the feud has been going on since the Royal Rumble, so it's been going on.
Feud technically has probably been going on since when Punk debuted. That's what people like to say. But look, man, I mean, so for those that don't know what I'm talking about, it was SummerSlam 97. It's Undertaker versus Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels is a special guest referee. Obviously, he had problems with both guys, and then went for a chair shot, and it hits Taker, and then he begrudgingly has to count the 3 for Bret Hart because
Brett spit in Shawn's face.
Yes, that.
So that distinction.
Something like that is going to happen. It's going to be very, very interesting, and I'm interested to see what goes down. Rhea, Dom, and Liv, they set the internet on fire with this one. They did. Rhea Ripley brings Dominic out there, tells Liv to come get him. Liv is up up there with the fans, and she says that Dom doesn't like girls like you. He goes for girls like me. And, she turns around wearing the Daisy Dukes. And then Dominic just told Liv, like, I don't want you. I don't want nothing to do with you. Starts speaking Spanish. And Mommy looks very happy. Liv looked heartbroken. And then Rhea licks his face and kisses him. And just, damn, when we go to Netflix, I don't know what we're going to be watching.
There was a lot to unpack.
Yes. Marlee, how did you feel watching this?
It's very middle school. That's the best way I can put it. Like it gave the mean girl thinking that she's one-upping the mean girl bully thinking that she's one-upping somebody, but they get the last laugh in the end. Right? Like one of those teen dramas, teen movies.
I think the mean girl might get the last laugh in the end. I mean, Dom may turn on Rhea. Or yeah, like I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, because her crying it wasn't looking convincing. Like it just felt like there was something else behind it.
That's a skill issue, I think.
True, but I feel like
yeah, sure.
They can't just leave it there with her crying like that.
Yeah, no, this is far from over. I think they stretch this to bad blood in the Hell. I think if anybody can have a Hell in the Cell match, it's either going to be Punk and Drew, or it's going to be Rhea and Liv. You know what I'm saying? Brandon, what are your thoughts on this segment?
It was definitely a segment. I mean, even like the backstage Judgment Day stuff. I don't know if it was like Dominic corpsing or whatever, but like he was smiling like at times where it didn't seem like he needed to be smiling. And even like in the in-ring segment seemed like he was getting like a chuckle out of the whole thing. But um it was, I mean, obviously like the internet's loving what's going on, but like the whole point of this was Liv was trying to break up Rhea and Dom, and she didn't have any interest in Dom yet. Why is she crying? And then it does set up
Because
possibly
Dom is she got feelings for the boy.
Rico Suave.
You see that mustache, man? Hey, man, I might just rock the stash if that's the magic at work. You know what I'm saying?
And you said, maybe
Okay.
Dom is still going to turn on him.
I'll shut the
Yeah,
fuck up.
I mean, I can see this setting up a Dom turn
But then
because
I've been saying you don't want Rhea to look gullible and look like an idiot. I think out of everyone involved here, Rhea is the number one asset out of all three of them, and you do not want to damage her whatsoever in this story.
Bro,
I'm trying.
I still think whatever happens, we need to get Dominic versus Rhea Ripley. We need that. This is the one time they can do a intergender match, and it will make sense, and people will be all in for it.
Get Dominic in a shark cage.
What if Dom and Rhea had a Hell in the Cell, man?
That that actually is not a bad idea. Because I was also just thinking about how Rhea doesn't have any other feuds or challengers going except outside of Liv. There's Dom, but then who else is there? They've got a whole women's division that Rhea could be wrestling with, but they just give one person.
All the other women are doing the whole Zoe Stark, Sonya, Shayna thing. Yeah.
A stud line.
I saw something on Twitter, and it was like, like how the Shield walked out to like Sierra Hotel Echo, and it was like that.
I got it.
You know what I'm talking about?
I got it. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Lima Echo Sierra Bravo India Alpha November Sierra.
You pulled that.
All right.
Hold on. You pulled that up way too fast.
Well, I have a Twitter group chat, and someone sent it today.
Are you sure?
Look, I got it. It's a Twitter group chat.
Okay, I was about to say, are those your bookmarks?
It's not my bookmarks.
Hey, could you imagine if bookmarks were public?
Do I even have any bookmarks? I don't see. Look, no bookmarks.
You just deleted them all.
I definitely didn't.
No, guys, could you really? What if bookmarks were public? People would be exposed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the likes were one thing, and then Elon, he got rid of the likes, so those aren't public anymore. But hey, man. Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso made their way through the concourse. They even brought back the little handshake, and they teamed up to defeat the World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD McDonough, consisting of the Judgment Day. They hit the 1D, big pop from the crowd. And then after the match, Braun Breaker comes out there and spears Sami Zayn. So that's also another match that's official. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. And this is Sami Zayn's first match at SummerSlam since 2016. He was on the pre-show in 2016. So this is his first main roster proper match at SummerSlam. Main card. Yeah. See, this is why I'm here, man. Brandon, he'll look stuff up on occasion. I'll provide just stats off the top of my head sometimes.
Yeah, it was cool to see them together. It does set up possibly if, someone may return at SummerSlam and needs a little bit of help. It already has a connection of Sammy and Jay being back together.
Jimmy Uso's coming back? That's crazy.
Yep.
All right.
Solo, losing has consequences, so you better not lose to Cody.
They might do it.
That would be funny if Jimmy shows up when everyone is expecting Roman.
Ultimate
troll job.
What if Jimmy shows up and then we think it's over, the trademark comes, and then the music hits, the national anthem hits, and then we throw those ones up in the air as salute as if we were putting our hands over our chest, and we salute our founding father, the tribal chief, the real tribal chief. I'm sorry.
Watch it be Hikuleo.
No, that's right. The rumors are going around that Tala Tonga has signed with WWE. So
Could you imagine?
What if it's all three? What if SummerSlam just gives us one after another after it?
Well, I mean, we do have a couple, like one more SmackDown before SummerSlam.
Two.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's enough.
They say
enough time.
Did they pre-tape one? Did they pre-tape this week's one?
Yes, because aren't they going to Japan?
That's right.
Yeah, they are in Japan.
They're in Japan. Yeah, I saw Bailey was on her way. So yeah, we'll see what's up.
You know, he's not in Japan.
Hmm?
Logan Paul.
Of course not. Can we get another Beast in the East pay-per-view in Japan? I really enjoyed that back then. Also, we didn't mention it. Xavier Woods broke a 10-year-long streak. He was in a tag team match with
a non-New Day person.
A non-New Day person. Yeah, the first time in 10 years. And New Day just had their 10-year anniversary couple days ago or a week ago. Yeah, Uncle Howdy attacks Chad Gable. Chad Gable came out there with the Creed brothers berating Tozawa, Otis, and Maxine. Creed brothers attack them. Otis gets up on him. He holds Chad Gable, picks him up. We think he's going to get it. The Creed brothers attack. And then, they send him into the post. And then the Wyatt Six music hits. The lights go out. Uncle Howdy, Sister Abigail to Gable.
Another big pop for the Wyatt Six coming out. Uncle Howdy getting physical, not the other ones. We got a Nikki Cross VHS tape this time, but yet they didn't say it's Nikki Cross, and they didn't really say why she's there, basically. So we didn't get her version like Bray or Bo and Rowan. So I don't know if they're gonna do that for the other two. So
we shall see. We shall see. The interest is still there for Otis and Chad. I like it.
It was in Green Bay, which is Otis's home market. So a little bit grain of salt there, but yeah, Otis was over in his town.
Yes.
We got 2 weeks to build it towards SummerSlam if they want to do it there or Bad Blood.
We shall, or Bash in Berlin. That's happening at the end of August. We get 2 PLEs in August. You love to see it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. This Saturday, Oasis Pro presents Sign Night. Come check it out. We got a lot of stuff going on. You have Dante Daring versus Grizz Brody, Marco Mayor versus Elliot Ray. Elliot Ray making his debut at Oasis Pro proper. Ishmael Vaughn will be in action. Not only that, you can see Shake and Bake, Victor Von Richter, and Lida J going up against Town Strong Style of the Oaktown Genius, Rocky Hernandez, and Surza. You also see Nick Xander versus Loverboy Leo, PJ Laurier versus Beatrice Domino, SPS versus the Ugly Dojo. That's going to be something. A contract signing between Los Ricos and World's Freshest Tag Team for Big Toko's Kickback. And then, of course, Sancho Demira and King Gaio have a contract signing to settle this thing once and for all. I think the chicken's going to get fed. By the way, I hear the Melanin Mafia has something dropping this week, so you don't want to miss that. Sign Night, pull up, y'all. It's going to be something special. July 27th, this Saturday, Gilman Brewery, Oasis Pro. They always do it big. Thank you all so much. As always, be safe and stay dangerous. Yes, sir.
Bullet cast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcasts. Let you know this is the time and how the vibe lasts. This is the feeling of time and where we on it. We got no time for no opponent. It's the feeling. This is the time of the greats on everything that we say. We about getting paid. Every opinion of wrestling. We got the truth in it. Every time that we on, this is the movement. The Bullet Pass podcast been on. The time we on, the feeling. This is the time of dealing. We living life of everything that we feel is moving right. West Coast, we moving on. Metaphor Messiah, microphone Messiah. The down to the wire. Mr. No Days Off, this is the feeling. Know what we dealing. Let's get it on. Yeah, it's the Bullet Cast. Microphone Messiah. Mr.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.